Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. I'm not sideways. Crazy. Okay, so as you get your notifications, why don't you say hello? We love you guys. You know that dearly, sincerely, and every other way. Yep. Okay. Let's see here. Who's going to say hello first? There she is. Andrea, good morning to you. How are you? There's Kevin, our mayor, Nativity. Andrea, how are you? Andrea from Niagara Falls. Marianne is on with us, and Rosalinda from Niagara Falls. Well represented. Ornella, Lisa, and Amber from New Jersey. Karen, Peterborough. Marlene, good morning to you. Mary, saying hello to Dave and Helga. Judy, New Brunswick. Sandy, Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Anna, how are you? Janice from Brampton. Sandy, Chilliwack, BC. Rosa from the Belleville de Montreal. Diane, Peterborough. Frida. Carol, West Virginia. Oh, I want to sing this morning. Rita, New Brunswick. Hi, Ann, St. Catharines. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Grace from sunny Newfoundland. And Rosa saying hi to everybody. Cecilia, New Brunswick. Bonnie, Little Britain. Paula Joe, good morning to you. Wanda from Ridgeway. Marilyn, how are you? Bonnie, Lorraine, thanks for coming on, guys. Hi, Roxanne, how are you? John from Elgin, Illinois. And Paula Jones, Paula is saying it's rainy in Ohio. Yvette, Shediac, Nouveau Brunswick. Yvonne, how are you? And really Annie and Linda. Fran, there she is from Orangeville. Norma, Lise, and two Lees in a row. Madeleine, how are you? Kippawa, Quebec. Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Okay. Thanks for coming on, guys. We appreciate it. Catherine, Springdale, Newfoundland. Love Newfoundland. Okay. So I'm going to say hi to Yolande. I'm going to say hi to Doc McEwen because I rarely ever see their names. But most days they're on with us. Okay. Hi, Dennis. How are you? Okay. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 articles, studies that I want to comment on that I have flagged. Vitamin B12 deficiency. Let's start with that. Most people, by the way, are deficient in B12. B12, here's the teaching on it. It's a finicky vitamin at the best of times. When you look at its molecular structure, it's a hard to absorb vitamin on the best of days. If you don't have a good stomach, well, you're probably going to be low in B12. And this study is just showing there's 3 medications, okay, we're just talking about it, that really make you deficient in B12. Proton pump inhibitors, so any antacid makes it very difficult to absorb B12. Okay, so if you're on a proton pump inhibitor, and this study is saying you're going to be low in B12, you need to take B12. And by the way, I recommend most people take B12 every day. Take it. People ask me about B vitamins. I said, eat your B vitamins. Eggs, meat, and cheese, you get all the B vitamins you need. But B12, red meat. And any kind of medication, they name 3 here, but I could name 300. If you're taking meds, you're going to be low in B12. That has been my experience, my clinical experience, and I'm standing by it. Okay. Proton pump inhibitors, guaranteed you're low in B12. And guys, remember, the blood test for B12 is, I hate to say it's inaccurate, because it is. Now, I had sort of a sweet spot for B12. Again, guys, okay? I wasn't a researcher. I was just in the clinic. I had patients. I checked B12. And 800 to 1200 was sort of the sweet spot. If you were in there, you were pretty good. But just remember, blood B12 is not the same as cellular B12, because that's where you need your B12. Has to be at the cellular level, not in your blood. And look, I'm not saying you can't look at blood tests. I wish they put the blood B12 test to rest and make up a new one where you could be much more accurate. Anywho, any medication I found, they were low in B12. They were in the low end of B12. And doctors used to be, the old-time physicians were given B12 out like candy because they knew how important it was. And then the pharmaceutical industry hijacked medicine, and now B12, It's hard to get a physician to give you a B12 shot even today. They just don't teach it in school anymore. Secondly, if you're on metformin, any kind of diabetic medication, you're going to be low in B12. And the third one is statin drugs. Okay? Here's me on statins. You're on a statin, and if the pharmacist didn't tell you to take CoQ10, ubiquinol, they're not doing their job. It's literal malpractice. Because one thing we know about statin drugs, cholesterol-lowering medications, they will strip away your CoQ10. And CoQ10 is very important at the mitochondrial, your battery packs. You know where you got the most battery packs? In your brain and in your heart. And they don't even tell you. You better be taking CoQ10. Look, you don't even want to ask me about statin drugs and what I think about them. But if you're taking one and you are not taking CoQ10 in the form of ubiquinol, you're making a big boo-boo. Plus, I guarantee it, you need B12. You'll need vitamin D too. But you'll need B12. So, the big 3, statins, low in B12. Metformin, low in B12. Proton pump inhibitors for your stomach, low in B12, guaranteed. Guaranteed. So, take B12. And you should take it, the best way to take B12. And this has been put up against taking a B12 shot. It's taking a sublingual B12 that melts in your mouth. Okay. That's study number 1 that we looked at. High uric acid. Okay. High uric acid biomarker Okay? Most people not interested. Look, you know when a doctor takes your uric acid? Mostly, if they think you got gout. But uric acid, most people that have high uric acid don't have gout at all. Uric acid, and I added it to the biomarkers for metabolic syndrome. I added it. A Dr. Martin add-on. Okay. People ask me, who are you to add anything on to metabolic, besides belly fat, high triglycerides and low HDL, slightly elevated blood pressure, slightly elevated blood sugar, okay, not diabetes yet. That's metabolic syndrome. I added a few. I've added 3 of them. Add-ons. If you're low in vitamin D, you've probably got a good chance you're insulin resistant. Metabolic syndrome. You're in the 93% of the population. Low in B12. B12 is a metabolic vitamin, guys. Why do I talk about B12 so much? Because it's such an important vitamin. And guess where it's found? Only in red meat. So when they tell you not to eat red meat, I was seen on Facebook this morning, okay, in my home city of Sudbury. Someone was looking for a vegetarian community online. I'd like to join a vegetarian community. I get a migraine. They don't know what they're doing. If you're a vegetarian, you don't know what you're doing. You can't get B12. Therefore, here's what you're saying. Yeah, I can't get B12, but I will take a supplement of B12. Okay. But just think of how silly that is. If you can't get it in food, don't you think that maybe you're on the wrong track when it comes to food? You can't get a fat-soluble vitamin like vitamin D. You're not getting into plants. Why do you think the Inuit get good levels of vitamin D? It ain't the sun. They're cod liver oil and they're eating lots of blubber and, anyway. Guys, okay? So, here's the study after my little rant. High uric acid, okay? High uric acid is a big factor in chronic kidney disease. Chronic kidney disease. Uric acid. Okay? And guys, I'm not even talking gout. Ask your doctor. You know the advertisement that they do on TV all the time? Ask your doctor if this drug is good for you. And you guys have heard this here too. They're not advertising to you, really. Okay? They're not. The pharmaceutical companies are not advertising for you to go ask your doctor. They're not even advertising to the doctors. You know who they're advertising to? The media. Because they don't want any negative stories on their medications. That's a fact, guys. Okay? It's not to influence you. It's not even to influence your doctor. It's to keep the media on side. So, watch the news, guys, or watch your favorite TV show or whatever, and watch how many in a day how many pharmaceutical ads there are. Okay? I always sort of laugh at them because they start off by saying, ask your doctor if whatever drug is good for you. Then they spend the next minute telling you the side effects. I saw one the other day. I think it was for rheumatoid arthritis or whatever. And they said, well, call your doctor right away if you're having a heart attack. Like, if you're having a heart attack, don't call your doctor. Call the ambulance. Anyway. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm in a funny mood this morning. High uric acid is look, you can get your kidneys tested, right? I mean, when you go for a blood test, urinalysis, but blood test, your glomerular filtration rate, okay? But they're saying in this study is one of the best tests you can do is uric acid for progressive. If your uric acid is high, it's destructive to your kidneys. Okay? We know what gout does. Okay. High uric acid biomarker. Okay, number 3. Laughter. Guys, I should never get sick because I love to laugh. Okay? Here's what it says. Laughter lowers cortisol, your stress hormone, by 39%. It raises endorphins, makes you feel better. Laugh. It boosts your natural killer cells. Good for your immune system. Imagine laughing. And decreases arterial inflammation on your endothelial Teflon layer of your blood vessels. That's what laughter does. Okay? Now, I'm not telling you to laugh your life away. Don't do that. Okay? There's times you got to take stuff pretty seriously. But I like a good belly laugh. You? I do. Okay? My wife and I, 2 different families altogether. Okay? Rosie, okay, was an only child. Okay? An only child. And she wasn't spoiled. Okay? I spoil her. She'd probably say, no, that's not true. Anyway. She was an only child. She said it was so quiet in her house. Like, quiet, quiet, quiet. Well, I came from a family of 11. Okay? And we got comedians in our family. Like my sisters, they could be stand-up comedians, make a living. Okay? I mean it. So what do we do in our home a lot? We laugh. Like my sisters would make me laugh. Like you wouldn't believe, right? I'm very close to my disters. Okay, that's what I call them. My disters. They're funny. Anyway, laughter. Guys, you know me on this show every day. I just can't help myself sometimes, okay? Well, otherwise I get migraines. Okay. Lowers cortisol. Laughter. Raises endorphins. Your feel-good hormone, okay? Boosts your immune system. And increases arterial inflammation. Okay. That's number 3, laughter. Okay, let's see. Can we get to, let's do a couple more. Okay. This is an article. Here was the headline. Never before have LDL levels been lower. Yet, heart disease still the number 1 cause of death. Never before have LDL, because they made it a bad guy. Okay, guys, you know that? LDL cholesterol is the boogeyman to 99.9% of physicians. Let's get that LDL down. Okay? What has it done? It hasn't even made a dent. That's the article. Okay? That's the article. What has it done for us by lowering LDL? One thing for sure, guys, statin drugs work. They work. What? Well, they work. They will lower your LDL cholesterol. There's no doubt about that. Okay? They will work. You can take before and after lab tests. Right? Get your lipid profile. What have I been telling you for the last 50 years? We're looking for love in all the wrong places. Okay? We're looking for love in all the wrong places. I went to see the movie, and I highly recommend this, guys. Okay? It's called Pressure. It's about D-Day. It's all about the weather. And it's actually a tremendous movie, okay? I mean it, the acting was superb. And one of the stars of the show was, I'm not the guy, but they're portraying Dwight Eisenhower, who became the president of the United States. And it was because of him that the cholesterol hoax started. Okay? He didn't mean it. Dwight Eisenhower, I think in the movie they called him Ike. Okay, so that must have been his nickname, Ike. Anyway, he has a heart attack in 1955 playing golf. Now, in the movie, and I guess in real life, he was smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day. Every time you saw him in the movie, he had a cigarette in his mouth. Okay? A realistic portrayal of Dwight Eisenhower. Okay? He has a heart attack in a sand trap. Big news. He's the president of the United States. He survived. But there was a guy there who was a pathologist, a researcher, who said, well, I know why. Because he's got high cholesterol. And the rest is history. Not that they talked about him smoking 4 packs of cigarettes a day. No, it was cholesterol. And between Ancel Keys, the researcher, between the food industry, especially the makers of Procter & Gamble, Crisco, and others, the cereal companies, Dr. Kellogg, they all jumped aboard. Let's lower cholesterol. So instead of eating bacon and eggs in the morning, like you should, they said, well, you should be eating our cereal. And you don't want to be having butter, and you should be eating, let's make a margarine. And the whole schmozzola of seed oils Everything came out to lower cholesterol. Okay? Guys, I never bought it. What you're hearing from me today is something you would have heard from me 50 years ago. Why do you want to lower cholesterol? Why do you want to lower cholesterol? My dad was light years ahead of people. Okay? And when he was a diabetic, there's nobody that ate more cholesterol than him. He lived on the animal kingdom. He said, son, I'm a diabetic. I got to change. And not only did he quit smoking in 1962, in 1968, when my father became a diabetic, there's nobody they ate more. I always said this about my dad. There's nobody that played more golf than my dad. Even Tiger Woods hadn't played as many rounds as my dad did. Summer and winter. My dad, Florida. He just played golf every day. Okay? And there's no one that ate more steak than him. My mother would make us a meal, and she'd make my dad a steak. He'd come home from the office, seeing patients all day long. He'd come home from the office, and my mother would make him a steak. Why? He was a diabetic. Okay? Never before. Here is the article. Never before have LDL levels been lower, yet heart disease is still the #1 cause of death. And isn't it interesting? This writer is questioning the cholesterol theory. Yeah, me too. Me too. We're looking for love in all the wrong places. Well, you can go to your triglycerides, by the way. You can go to your lipid profile. I teach you that in Sun, Steak, and Steel. Go to your lipid profile. I'll show you what to look for. Look for your triglycerides and your what? Your HDL. You want to look at LDLs? I like looking at LDL. I do. It's got nothing to do with your heart unless it's low. You don't want it to be low. And the more research they're doing on LDL, they go, you know what? It's a big part of your immune system. Well, holy smokes. Why do you want to lower it? Because meds can lower it. We've been duped. Don't be duped. Don't be duped. Okay, so that's that article. Let me see. You know what? Let's leave the next two for tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Yep. Hold on. We got 3 more that I missed. Okay. Here, 6. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll do this tomorrow. Okay, so did you have fun? Are you laughing? Get a good laugh today, guys. Vitamin L. Okay? We should go through that list of vitamins. The doctor is in vitamins. Okay? We'll go through that list again. People are asking me about it. Okay, guys, we love you guys. You guys are so great. Remember, Friday is what? Q&A. Friday is Q&A. Send your questions into info@martinclinic.com. info@martinclinic.com. Share this with other friends. Okay? If you're watching us or listening to us on a podcast, the doctor is in on your favorite device. We love that. You can re-listen to this. Okay. Talk to you soon.